Hello, everyone. So this is my second Gambit playthrough. I did a poll a couple weeks ago, and I asked, hey, if I was going to go up against the Knight of the Living Sentinels, who would you be most interested to play between Gambit and Rogue? And so Gambit was the winner. I was going to do a video for Rogue next week, but I had some issues with the video for last week, and so I did that one there, and this is the Gambit. One thing that you may notice is that there's going to be a lot of things that or some things that are different in my videos. I'm just trying to try some new things out, maybe some new formats. That's why this feels a little different. I've set up for next week's video, and I had to change the way some things are done. But please let me know your feedback. You know, is this something you'd like to see, or do you want me just to go back to the old way of doing things, especially next week's video? But I'm excited about some of these new changes, and yeah, let me know what you think. So I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. We've got Operation Zero Tolerance that cannot come out of play, and basically what's going to happen is if I get 4, or it says X, where X is 3 plus how many people are playing. So in this case, it's 4. There's 4 cards underneath. I automatically lose. So the scheme doesn't really pop. Only what happens here is if there are 5 counters on it, essentially, or 5 threat, then what will happen is I have to take my top card from my deck and place it under Operation Zero Tolerance. I also do have abduction protocols, which what I've gone and done here is my captive person is underneath here for this one. And then I've got mutants at the mall, which if I can get rid of that, that will give me Jubilee. Something about my deck. I am running a leadership deck. One of the things I think is really interesting in this scenario is having something where you have a bunch of allies. You can't defend with them, because if you do, well, now you're in trouble because they go under Operation Zero Tolerance if they're defeated. One thing that though about this deck was I built this deck to support allies, and then as I was going through it, I realized that I only had my hero specific one, which is Rogue. So I am running a 50 card deck here. So I'm sure that's going to be absolutely recipe for success. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to draw my hand now. All right, so for my first hand, I got a lot of resources. I've got Ready to Rumble, which what this will do is once I swap over to my hero form, I basically get to ready them, which is great. I have Band Together, which if I have up to 3 allies, well, I get a resource for each ally up to 3. So it's not going to do me anything good now unless I get Havoc out, which I do have a Power of Leadership and an Energy, but I also have the Game Time. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Game Time, Havoc, and Band Together, and Ready to Rumble, because I do have some cards that I'd like to see if I can. You've got my armor, more resources, which came out. I have my armor that came out, which is good. These two, Danger Room, Training, and Ready for Action would have been nice if I had a ally out, which I did not get one, so that's unfortunate. What I will go ahead and do is I'm going to flip to Gambit's form, and I'm going to gain a counter. I'm going to use my charge card ability to gain a counter. Then I'm going to pay Molecular Acceleration to play Combat Armor, or my Guild Armor. So when I defend, I basically get to ready again. And then I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards. Again, hoping to get something better. And then I will have Gambit attack for 2 to get rid of this tough. And because I use the Molecular Acceleration, that means I get to go to 2 counters. So hopefully we get something good here. So before we start the villain phase, I did draw my next hand, which you're supposed to do. I didn't get anything good. So I got another Ready for Action, another Ready to Rumble, and another Game Time, which the Game Time says I choose an ally with an upgrade attached, ready that ally, and heal 1 damage from it. So this isn't going to allow me to do anything, essentially. But we're going to go ahead and add another threat to the main scheme. Now, Sentinel is going to go ahead and attack me. And again, I'm going to go ahead and defend as Gambit. So he's going to attack me for 2, 3, 4. So I am not able to use my combat or my guild armor, which says if I take no damage, then I can exhaust the guild armor and I get to ready Gambit. So that's not going to happen. And now I'm going to draw my card, which is the villain's going to attack me again. He's going to hit me for... Oh, wait, I forgot. I get hit for 1. And I forgot this actually goes up to 3 because of the fact that I have mutants at the mall. All right, so he's going to attack me again for 2, 3, and I have to exhaust my identity, which I'm already exhausted. So that would have happened regardless. Oh, wait, yeah. So I don't think this has ever happened to me before, but in this hero round, I'm going to do nothing because I can't. I'm exhausted and I have no cards to play. This time, I am going to get rid of Power of Leadership as well as these other cards, so I still have the energy to hopefully pay for something. I don't know. I've had some issues with Gambit just because of the fact that I always want to defend, and I really can't do anything after that. And maybe playing him in I will add this counter. Maybe playing him in a leadership is just not the way to go. Maybe you're supposed to be playing him in Justice. So we are starting the second villain phase, and I am in serious trouble. I'm already at 1 here for Operation Zero Tolerance. That card is underneath. We didn't look at it. We've gone ahead and I've reset the main scheme. And so the villain's going to attack me. Again, I'm Gambit, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to defend for 3. Hopefully it's just 1. It's actually none. So I get to exhaust Gambit's guild armor, and I get to ready Gambit. And now I get my encounter card, which is a Sentinel Mark 5, which says, if target for elimination is attached to your identity, he attacks you. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for target for elimination attachment and reveal it. So I am going to find that and then start the next hero phase. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use charge card. And that way I have Rogue that I can go ahead and play for a tough or with a tough. And I can use her to defend next round. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I want to use energy and to play charge card where I'm going to knock this down to 1. I'm going to hit him for 5. And because I had overkill, I will hit the Sentinel for 2 more. First blood. All right. And now I'm going to use Myra McTaggart to play Danger Room Training on Rogue. That way she can thwart for 3 and attack for 3. I just don't want to waste the tough. So I think I'm going to just leave her out there like this. Yeah, and I'm going to exhaust Gambit so I can get rid of target for elimination, prevent some things from happening to me. And I think that's that. All right, so this is completely awesome, and I'm super excited about it. Right, so we're going to go ahead and have... oh, I forgot to add all this stuff. All right, so Sentinel's going to go ahead and he's going to attack me. I'm going to have Rogue take it. So he hits for... Oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to have Rogue take it. I'm going to use Natural Agility, which will give me an additional boost icon. And now he's going to attack me for 2, and I can defend for 5. So I defend for 4, and I get to ready my guild, or exhaust the guild armor, and I get to ready Gambit. So that's cool. All right, now I get my encounter card, which is... Abduction Protocols, which can... I don't know. Let's put that there. Go ahead and put another one here. And that is the end of the villain phase. So I would really like to play Royal Flush right now, but I just don't. I've got so much stuff that I've got to thwart that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Power of Leadership to play Inspired. I'm going to have Rogue thwart for, let's go with Mutants at the Mall. Gets rid of this card. That also makes it so that way I'm no longer getting 2 of those on this scheme, which has been pretty bad. I'm now gonna go ahead and get ready to ready Rogue, and now I am going to use her to again thwart for another 4. So let's go with the first one here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this card since it says victory, and I got Cannonball, which says he takes -1 consequential damage after he attacks and defeats a minion. Now that I think about it, I probably could have gotten away with not having any allies and just boost all of these guys up, but okay. We need more room. So let's go ahead and make some headway. I'm going to exhaust Jubilee. I'm going to exhaust Cannonball, and I'm going to exhaust Gambit. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to exhaust them and deal 1 damage apiece on them. Then I'm going to take Gambit. I'm going to flip him over to my Remy, and I'm going to try to use the Thief Extraordinaire, where I get to look at the top 2 cards, and 1 is 2. So we'll leave that there, and we'll exhaust that, and so I can take off this one, which is awesome. So that goes away, and it gives me Boom Boom. And we'll have Boom Boom attack for 1. So we put a bomb counter on him, and he gets dealt 1 damage. But then he's going to end up getting hit 2 more damage because of the bomb counter, which I'm basically finished this turn anyway. So this is going to be a pretty quick round because I've already gone ahead, and since we knew this was going to be boost icon, so he's going to scheme for 2, and then this adds an additional 1, so now I'm at 5. So the main scheme has popped. I've added an extra Operation Zero Tolerance. So now we're at 2. We're halfway there to losing, and now the Sentinel has 19 health because I've added the adaptive armor where it's plus 8 hit points, and I have to spend 3 energy resources, which I don't have, in order to get rid of it. So that's the state of the game now. So I'm gonna go ahead again. Essentially, he's already activated against me. Because we did all that, I'm going to go ahead and get my encounter card, which is the 6, which has guard, Sentinel Mark 6, which has guard and patrol, which means I can't attack or thwart until he is destroyed. And I'm assuming I can't do that with any of my people. So that's unfortunate. But luckily for me, Rogue could knock him out in 1 go. I don't know. I've got options, so I'm pretty excited about this. So I did forget to do a couple of things. Mainly add a counter to Rogue and a counter to Boom Boom. So I've now corrected that. Before I flip over, I'm going to use Genius though to play X Mansion, and then let's use X Mansion to heal 1 off of Rogue because she is my girl. Basically. And before I flip, I'm going to use Inspire to play for X Gene, which will help me out later with a lot of these events. Mainly, I can probably play Charged Card. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so I'm going to flip. What we're going to do is we're going to use Boom Boom and Jubilee to attack for 1 apiece onto the Sentinel. Then I'm going to use Cannonball to attack, and because Cannonball he takes -1 consequential damage after he attacks and defeats a minion, he doesn't take any damage. So that's pretty awesome. But Boom Boom and Jubilee both do. I could probably just get rid of Jubilee, really, because if I get a -1 victory point, that doesn't really impact the game at all. And so I will move Gambit 3, counter 3, and then let's use Royal Flush and X Gene to go ahead and use charged card again. And now I will hit the Sentinel for 7 damage. So now he's at 12. And then I can use... Well, I guess I can use Rogue to attack for 4, and then Gambit to attack for 2, which would knock me down to... that would knock the Sentinel down to 6 health. Alright, I think that was a pretty decent round for me. Alright, so one thing that's really interesting, and I don't know if I addressed this, I just want to make sure I'm very clear. I currently do have 4 allies right now that are out. Cannonball, Rogue, Jubilee, and Boom Boom, which Rogue, I didn't add another thing to. Jubilee doesn't count against my ally limit, though. In the game, you're only allowed to have 3 allies unless you've done certain things. And I've got some of them in my deck. I think just 1, really. So what I just want to make sure I address that real quick in case anyone had any questions. I do have Colossus, and if I want to play Colossus, which I think I could, because I'll have Band Together that I can use to pay for him, since he does have you see the 4 there, but it's reduced by 1 if you have the Mutant or X-Men trait. So I could use this card essentially just to play him, but that means I'd have to get rid of Boom Boom, Rogue, or Cannonball, which more than likely would be Boom Boom I get rid of. Let her attack, use her up, and then throw Colossus out there. But that is that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add another 1 to the main scheme. Then the Sentinel is going to attack me for 2, and I'm going to use my can't use the guild armor. I'm going to defend, so I'm going to defend for 3. It's 3, so I can exhaust the armor and I can ready again, and I get my encounter card, which is it's marked 6, and he does 2 damage. Yeah, we'll just take it. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and have Boom Boom attack for 1. And we'll put the marker on Sentinel for his bomb. So she's now gone. Well, they're going to use Band Together, which says generate 1 random resource for each ally you control. I wonder if I could have used that to get rid of adaptive armor. I always get confused about the random resource. Actually, yeah, let's do that instead. So we're going to use that to get rid of adaptive resource. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. That way he loses 8 health, and now he's at 0. So I guess the counter goes away, and now he has steady, and he's tough again, and he has 18 health. And we will use Rogue and Cannonball to both attack Sentinel Mark 6. Then I guess I'm gonna have Gambit attack to take off the tough, maybe? No, I'm not. I'm gonna flip Gambit, and he's gonna heal for 3. Because I only have 1 counter. I could have used charge card, that would have been nice. I'll use Colossus to play Thieves Guild. Yeah, that seems like an idea. And then we'll play Mutant Education, where I get to grab 2 identity-specific cards, and I get to add them back into my deck. I think Molecular Acceleration's smart. And maybe the Royal Flush? I do like Natural Agility, too. Let's go Royal Flush and the Modular Acceleration. And because I have the X Mansion out, I can go ahead and draw a card as well for using Mutant Education. Molecular Acceleration. Great. Oh, that's unfortunate, because I can't play charge card. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use Mutant, or the X Mansion, to heal 1 off of Rogue. Just keep her in longer. Again, I'm not really... I just don't want to use Jubilee because those resources that she's got. Alright, so let's go ahead and ready everything up and get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I already added 2. It's supposed to be 3. So I'm adding, well, it doesn't matter. All right, let's add this. Whatever I need to add, +1. All right, so we've added the additional for this. He's going to scheme for 2, 3, which means I have to gain another one of these. Put that under. So now one more under Operation Zero Tolerance, and we have lost, which is not great. Okay, and now I get my next card, which is Relentless Robots. Each player engaged with a Sentinel minion cannot thwart this scheme. That is that. Okay. I could be wrong, but I think we've got this. So, let's give it a shot, I guess, right? Let's go ahead and use the X-Mansion to heal. Let's go with Jubilee so she's not out, just in case something crazy happens. All right. So, we'll have Jubilee attack for 1, because I don't think I can get 2 on here, right? No, this would be 1, 2. And I already have 1. So I would have 4. So I'd like 3 for this, but I need 2 for this. Yeah, I think it's more important. Yeah, that's more important. So what we're going to do is Jubilee's going to attack 1 to take the top. Then Rogue is going to attack to take off the... I'm going to go ahead and grab all the ones. Rogue is going to attack for 4. And then Cannonball is going to attack for 2. So that means we are at 12 here. All right. And so now that we've done that, I've got this. All right. So I flip over to Gambit. I add a charge counter. I play Modular Acceleration and use X-Gene to play Royal Flush, which those two give me an additional 2 counters. So I'm at 4 counters now. So I will remove 3 of them. So that way I can attack for 3, 3, and 3. So I will deal 9 damage to him, which means he has only 3 health left. Strength to use charged card. And I will remove a counter so I can deal 5 damage. And that means he's at -2. And then I exhaust Gambit. And I deal 4 damage. Additional 2 damage. So he's -4. So hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. But you know, maybe I'll figure it out in editing. So that was my Gambit playthrough. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, next week I'm going to be playing with Spider, and I kind of changed the way that I did my video recording. There are certain aspects I really like about it, but there's also some things I don't like about it, and I would love to hear what you have to say. So please tune in for that video. I also want to ask, what do you think about the newest teaser campaign? Is that something you'd like to see more of from Fantasy Flight, or is that something you take it or leave it where it is at? And it looks like we're going to be getting X-Force. So what do you think about that as well? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, thank you.